Cecil, what are you doing, man?
What do you mean?
You must be doing to Tokyo.
Yep, that's all this movie was. It's just
No-
someone walking.
Yep, no talking either.
Nope. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Jaime and Fuego still here.
Here reviewing another movie out of the 2019 Phoenix Film Festival and International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival. This one is called To Tokyo. And let
You
me
actually
just
shouldn't
say,
be talking.
realistically, no. This movie actually got me because of the, it captured my attention because of the synopsis.
Which was massively misleading.
Massively misleading. It said that this girl who's dealing with a monster of, I thought they said monster of a boyfriend, but it was a monster of a father.
Yeah.
Escapes.
Which
and
they don't even
takes-
clarify till the end of the
Yeah,
movie.
and then takes refuge and finds comfort in the arms of an actual monster. And I'm going to call bullshit on that, because that is
Yeah.
not what this movie was about.
The reveal of the monster when they first did it was cool, but nothing from there.
Was
You didn't
it?
even like that?
No.
That huge sound bit and
No,
stuff.
the
there, it's
sound,
like,
yeah,
bang.
the sound, it sounded like the bear from Annihilation, but then when we saw the creature, it was a dude
Wearing a mask.
in a half, it was a stark white half Donnie Darko bunny
It
mask.
was like a kabuki kind of mask sort of thing.
Not even
Yeah.
no, it was just the top half of a bunny, because it had the teeth here, top half of a bunny mask, just painted stark white with no ears.
Yeah.
Like that's all it was. And,
There
and
was
the dude
no
had
menace,
frizzy hair.
nothing foreboding.
No,
Yeah.
no. He looked honestly, he looked like an in-shadow Ryuk from Death Note. Like, except
Duly
less interesting
noted.
looking. Less
Yeah.
interesting looking. And so, yeah, so okay. I didn't like it. I hated it. I thought the movie just was a waste of time.
Yeah.
And finally they delivered in the last 10 minutes, and I was like, really? That's what we get? That's what the payoff was?
And once they delivered, it was actually pretty good,
No.
I'd say. No? You don't
I
think so?
disagree. No. I mean,
No,
it was-
there's really very little to this movie. There's barely any dialogue in
Mm-hmm.
the entirety of it. I'm assuming the character was named Alice because of the fact that she's pulled into some otherworldly whatever-ishness, but
So on the
she
nose.
just walks around.
Yeah.
And there's not even any internal dialogue type of stuff
There's
going
no
on.
reasoning for
Yeah.
it. Like literally,
She's a babe,
so-
but beyond that.
She's not actually. No, she's Fuego's kind of babe. She looks like a cracked out, like way too thin girl, which Fuego says he likes. So
Tall, skinny, drugged out looking, sure, why not?
yeah, no, not for me. No, thank you. She even looked like she had like sores on the side of her mouth. So if that's your
Oh,
type, go
no,
for it.
no,
That's
no,
all
no,
you.
no.
Well,
Well, she had the gap going down, you know, and that's
I
like
got the gap, but I make it work.
he makes that work.
So the movie is about a I guess college-age girl, even though she looks way younger.
She did at times look
She
super
looks
young, and I was
so
wondering,
young.
and yet she's in like some strange like asylum of sorts, you know, hiding in a rural area of Japan.
Well, just yeah, she's hiding in a little village of Japan, in just this little building, scrapping for food and eating food off the floor, if it
Dropping her
spills, just
food.
'cause, eating out of garbage cans at points.
How strange was she in this movie, dude? She was like
I didn't like her. It
legitimately
was a horrible
weird as hell.
character.
Yeah.
So she is living this life, and her sister shows up, who is kind of equally unattractive to me.
Them teeth, yo.
Yeah, she's got teeth for miles, but she's
We're
got
being
teeth
so
that go
we
all
are
the way
being
down.
so cruel. This is terrible.
Instead of legs that go all the way up. I like that. I had to remember that. But
Well, that's why I
anyway.
liked Alice, legs for days, yo. Come on.
and like the shortest skirt like ever given to a girl, the dress.
Yeah, exactly. When she met up
finally
with the
gets a
guy.
dress, like,
yeah,
her
yeah.
skirt doesn't even cover her butt.
It was
I'm
terrible.
I'm
Yeah.
complaining about that, I guess. But anyway, so the sister shows up and begs her to come home back to wherever, even though she's clearly not American. Her sister has like a British accent.
Yeah.
She has.
Well, they both
I
have
guess
British
they both.
accents,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's true. So okay. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Mother is basically on deathbed though,
Yeah.
and that's why she's trying to get her to come back and stuff. But
But she doesn't want to come back because there's something else there, and they hint to it all throughout the movie, even though it's very obvious that she was molested by the father, and so she's escaped that, and
she finds a monster far worse.
well, that's the thing. She's literally living in this little shack. She tells the sister that she's not going to go back home with her, and that night the monster sneaks into her room and drags her away, and then she wakes up in the middle of a foresty area. And then she starts
Initially
walking,
forest, and then it's
starts
desert,
walking,
and then
turns into
it's-
desert, and then starts walking again and turns into like a plains.
She's basically walking to Tokyo, yo.
Is there a desert in the middle, in between Tokyo and that
No,
village?
not
Like,
at
I
all.
don't think-
And that's where I got the Alice in Wonderland
It was
comparison.
so dumb.
Yeah.
It was so dumb and ham-fisted, and we literally spent 35 minutes or more with her just wandering in these locations trying to fend for herself.
And no dialogue whatsoever.
No dialogue, not increasing the story. She's not increasing a bond with the monster or anything. The monster's just kind of there in the background a few times and like breathing on the tent like the Blair Witch at times. And that's it. There was one cool effect. At one point, the monster leans in through the tent and you see its face, like the pressed face. Like if you see the inside of a tent, the usual triangle, and they're in the middle and the tent things, this one was like way over here and like right in her face. That was pretty cool. That was literally the only cool part of the whole movie for me.
I don't know. What happened with the creepy British dude I thought was cool.
I thought we were robbed of what we should have gotten more in that scene, but
he seemed so schmucky from the get-go, man.
And that's
he
the
was
thing.
following her
She's
around.
going to Tokyo because this douchey dude that was like creeping, stalking on her
And
in
yet
the
with
village.
and yet with the rainbow wrist thing, I didn't think she was in the dude, so I was like totally thrown off by that.
You never know.
It was like,
I mean, they just like pretty colors, I guess. I don't know.
maybe.
It just was such, and so she gets to Tokyo and calls the dude, and it turns out.
Well, she had nowhere else to
Yeah,
go.
he isn't the best of guys, and then what happens after that? You know, it's.
And that's the
I guess
movie.
It would spoil it. Yeah,
That's the movie.
And it's so boring. I didn't like the acting. I didn't like the way the whole thing played out. The premise was okay. From the synopsis, it sounded interesting. I was like, ooh, monster movie, yay.
And I mean, cinematography I didn't think was bad. I mean, it was nice shots of various areas
Yeah,
and
that's
whatnot.
true.
You
I
know?
liked the Japanese stuff, like the stuff in Japan. I thought that was cool.
I'm a sucker for that. Honestly, after watching both this and the other one you hated, The Chicken Party, I really want to go to Japan
I
now.
do too, honestly,
I
I do
really
too.
want to go to Japan.
But yeah, so all right, continuing on, the effects are none to speak of except for
Except for
a
the
bit
end.
of gore towards the end.
No.
The design of the creature is lame.
No, it was half-assed and nothing too like high budge or anything like that. You know, so. It was just a lot of silent walking, really, at the end of the day.
Truly.
That's what it transpired into.
Truly it was. And just a bummer that ended up being the case. I mean,
Even in scenes with two characters around each other, there was barely any talking. Like even in the bar scene, he just like hands her vodka and they're not talking to each other. There's no interaction. It was just a very strange.
he slides over a
Yeah.
big glass of vodka, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're just gonna take a drink from a dude without seeing the bartender pour it?
Especially a guy that
in 2018.
a super creeper who was like following you around the little village you were in and
And we're
stuff.
2019 now too, but they shot it in 2018. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was like the whole tone of this movie was legitimately
All over the
strange
place and
just strange.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
What
right.
else
Not
are you
even
gonna
all
say?
over the place. Just
No, it
strange.
was just
It was
weird.
just a plateau of
It was a
strange.
legitimately weird movie.
But not in a good way. Like sometimes strange can be interesting. This was not. This was the opposite of that.
Yeah, people are strange when
When
you're
you're
a
a
stranger. I don't
Right.
think there's much else that we can
No,
really say
there's
about
really
this
not.
because we're not going to say anything nice, unfortunately.
so-
So,
But we had to let you know why we didn't
yeah,
appreciate
we're
it very much.
yeah. This
so.
is us warning you about to Tokyo. Sorry, y'all.
So thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to Monty from the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival. Thank you to Patrick from Allied, and thank you to Jason from the Phoenix Film Festival for allowing us to come out and give our opinions on movies that we don't like necessarily.
Yeah, we are supremely appreciative. So thanks very much.
Indeed. And until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime and Fuego.
Remember,
Stay scared.